Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Okay, well, I hope you still have that petty. Well, it's probably a new day, so hope you grab some petty tea with something absolutely delicious to nibble on. Enjoy this beautiful weather. Well, yeah, sometimes I have to remind myself I don't know where around the world well, I just hope it's peaceful, wonderful, and that you have at least somewhere cozy to, be. If you're watching this while working, I hope everything progresses and all your projects or the work goals and that they pay you a good wage. I'm not even going to say decent. I'll say a good, wonderful wage and everything like that. And I hope you get benefits. You know. And if you're a lady who is a mom or a mom to be, or you hope to be a mom one day, if you're listening to this, just know I cherish and I know that it does take talent. It's like there's that one jerk of a pastor who says there's no talent in having babies. Okay, yeah. But it says the same gender that when they had a chance to take birth control, it failed because all the men gave up because they were getting so emotional. It's like they don't understand a woman's body, but instead of studying it so that they can learn more to help make women's lives better and easier, they just want to put laws and be like, deal with it. We don't care. It doesn't take talent. Just do it. Have our kids, have more kids, stay at home, take care of them, be quiet, leave us alone, don't vote. We don't care about you, basically. Even though it's like I had a whole I think three-parter about the things women go through. It was like, and if you already know, you like, I don't have kids. I want kids, and let's just say it's a long, complicated story, a long, terrible story. But I hope to adopt and foster one day, and like way too many men that I've been introduced to date or whatever. I'm never taking care of anyone's kids. Why would I want to do that? Oh, you're a waste of time if you're gonna try to snag up somebody else's kids. You and the awful stupid thing. Let me just pump some babies in you. Or I'm not gonna date a woman with kids, so that's why I want to date you because I'm gonna make some with you. But you already have kids with other women, sometimes more than two. Well, I've set them straight. They know how to act. They know how to behave. But if I have a child by another man, oh, I'm not going to deal with that. That means you're nothing but a garden hoe. Again, you have kids by at least one or two other. But you know what? Mind my business, block him. Don't want anything to do with him, with that kind of ignorance and that kind of sexism. I'm good. But yeah, let's just say I talk about politics a lot, and it's and that's one reason I'm single, but I'm proud to be single. And because it's really funny how many men tell me, you're not supposed to talk about politics. What does politics have to do with dating? Oh, women just need to shut up and deal. Like, if a man likes them, then the woman just has to deal with what kind of politics he allows in the house. Allows? Oh, honey, no, it's called freedom of speech, and I have freedom of opinion. And I'm not going to just date a man who tries to tell me that I have to think like him. I want to, and some people are like, well, aren't your dating standards saying no? I want to date a guy that's already aligned with my thoughts so that I don't have to change him. See, that's the thing. I want someone I'm compatible with already. I don't want to change a man. I never want to change a man. That's too much work. That's too much hassle. And at the same time, I know how it feels to have family members and people who so called love you try to change you the entire time to the point where you don't even love yourself because you don't know who you are. Yeah, that was majority of my life. Only the last 5 years, I am now relearning or trying to learn who I am to love. So, And especially when it came to jobs. Oh my gosh, so many job interviews, getting into my car and just crying because of the racist, ableist, awful, terrible, illegal questions they would ask, including Taco Bell. Including Taco Bell. And some people thought that, oh, well, she finished it, but she didn't deserve it. I don't know how she was able to do it. I don't know how she figured it out. I don't know how she did this or that or whatever. But then you look at my work, and it's funny, even when I published, I think it was my second or third children's book, I ordered a copy because I wanted to know how the color was and I wanted to know what it would look like. And I remember showing it to my dad, and he couldn't believe that I made it. He couldn't believe that it was self-published and that literally, like, I can't draw, so I was like, well, no, actually that one, yeah, it's like I didn't have my illustrator for that one. That, yeah, that was a special project. But it's like, but even with my illustrations of my other books by her, it's I'm very picky. I'm very picky with my artwork. I'm very picky with how I want things. And I feel so bad for her. There were some pages where I'm like, okay, I know this is like the eighth draft, but we're so close. And so then I would find images online where I'm like, can you alter it like this or that or whatever? Because like our language, like I realized after the first book, like the language barrier. So I started creating art boards for her to help with that. And so sometimes we still got to places where it was 6 to 8 drafts, but it was because I was thinking of a totally different world, like like very different. And so like for her to picture what I was thinking is not all, and especially with the language barrier and stuff, but it still turned out pretty amazing, and I'm excited to finally like that's why I'm trying to get the business together. A lot, yeah, it takes a lot, but I'm excited. But at the same time, with all of the no's I kept going through, with all of the no's, I kept figuring out how to be happy, how to smile, how to look at the bright side, and still trying to work promotional modeling, even though being a plus size African American female in it, I will never forget one of the girls who's from Detroit. It's like she's one of like the top promotional models from the state at the time, but she moved, whatever. I've mentioned her before, like a year ago. I forgot. I might have changed her name. I don't know. I'm not sure. I forgot. But yeah, it's like I started an Excel sheet afterwards. So like whenever I mention someone from my past, I'm like, oh, what did I name this person? I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what. Oh, okay, so now at least, like, if anyone decides to listen from the beginning, the names will match up because sometimes it's the same people. But because I will never forget how we were. It was a Meyer or Walmart. I know it was one of the big store type of promotions. It was during college season, but we ended up at festivals, fairs, and some of the games, and it was video like it was like a on in a trailer, but part of it was video games. And so we would be like helping out the kids and adults with the video games or whatever the setup, and then there was other items around the trailer, and so we would help out and point things out and talk to people. But we had our lunch break together, and I will never forget how we were supposed to be put together, and I'm still pretty new at promotional modeling. Actually, I think this was like my second year doing it, but I'm supposed to be working. I was put on lunch break with her, so we start walking, and I'm kind of excited because I hear that been working promotions for years, and she like again she's one of the top ones in the state or the black female promotional models in the state or whatever. And she looks me right in the eyes and just says, well, you're too fat. You need to look like a Barbie doll, like me. You're never gonna. get anywhere with this. I hope you have fun while you can. And it's like she had a long, like, it's so much that it's like each time I tell this story, I'm probably going to remember something else or something in other order. But it would, and I will never forget. I finished my break early. I was no longer hungry. I didn't want to deal with her. She got in line and got something, and we sat down for a minute. But I was like, why am I gonna do? Because I was gonna sit somewhere else, and she was like, "Where are you going?" And in the back of my head, I'm like, "Why in the world do I want to be anywhere near you? Like, come on now." And so I think I told her I had to go to the restroom or something, but I just went back to work. I remember one of the guys was like, "You're back early." And I was like, "Yeah, I just want to get to work, get whatever, something off my mind." And he was like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." I didn't want to be anywhere near that girl. But then lo and behold, like a year or two later, we were assigned the same team for a bank promo, and it was a series. And I'm saying all this for a reason, but it was crazy because I like when it comes to secret shopping, I like when people secret shop me, I've passed almost every single one. The only one I didn't, I've told this like I I think the story was like 6 to 8 months ago. I think it might have been a year ago, but um yeah, the guy wouldn't sign my paperwork. Like, well, the fast version is I got to the event. I wasn't supposed to work the event, but another girl triple booked, so she needed me to work it last minute. So and it's like I get to the event or whatever, and the guy tells me, "Oh yeah, that's not how we do things here." Like with saying the uh the facts about the beverage and everything, and he didn't want me to talk to people or do the spiel or anything. He was like, "Joe, just give him the drink or whatever, keep going." And I'm like, "That's not how we are supposed to do things." He was like, "I'm the manager here. I'm the boss here. It's what I say." But then he wouldn't do my paperwork. He said in order for him to sign my paperwork, but then it's like I didn't have one of the papers printed out because like I've never worked for this company before, and again, it was this girl triple booked, so she yeah. But he told me in order for him to print it and sign it, I would have to go into the back room with him to do some things, and I didn't want to. So that's the only one I didn't pass. But with the bank one, I got secret shopped and I passed with flying color. Like that's the thing is like when I pass, oh, I pass good. It's like especially if if I am allowed to work the promo like I'm allowed to, like I'm supposed to, like I was trained to. Oh baby, I don't play. And I remember like the corporate, I didn't know they were corporate people. They looked professional and everything. So like part of me in the back of my head was just like, huh, it's like maybe they want to change banks. I have no idea what's going on. So, but yeah, it's like the late because the thing is, I did extra research because I even said like, oh yes, like I hear they have a program for young female entrepreneurs, and it's like she was like that wasn't even part of the thing, and I was like, yeah, I went on the website, and then that's how I found out about it, and they were like, oh my god, like so. Anyways, we get back in the vehicle, and the same girl that I worked with like a year or two before who said those awful things to me was like, "I'm so glad you got secret shopped. I want to pass that thing. I didn't read anything. I didn't study anything." She was like, "But I'm glad I'm beautiful." It's like, "I keep getting booked because I'm beautiful. See, at least you have a brain." It's like, "See, you're smart." It's like, and that's the funny thing. It's like, people outside of my family would keep telling me I'm smart and stuff like that. But then once I walk into the house, no longer smart. Oh, unless yeah, we're talking about Mrs. Masher, my ex's mom. Yeah, she said the only reason you got into college is because you're black, while her white son dropped out of college. Yeah, oops. But yeah, when I work my tush off. I put my heart into everything I do. And I've even like a couple episodes ago with my channel, I've already said this isn't going to be kind of like the perfect channel, especially when it comes to makeup and beauty, I put my heart in the words of it. And it's like I try to create the themes and everything like that, but I want it's like I kind of wanted to type a channel like because it was supposed to be a podcast, but yeah, go back and listen to the other episode. Just literally just a couple days ago. I think that I posted that one on Sunday. Yeah. So yeah, it's like literally a couple days ago. But it's like, yeah, it's supposed to be literally a listening podcast. That's how it started. It's like I want to make it so like if you need to fill and empty the dishwasher or run errands, or if you're going on a walk with your like with the baby and you just have the earbuds in or whatever, or it's like if you're at work and but it's like you're allowed to, listen to whatever, you can do your thing or during your lunch break. That's a demographic. And because I know a lot of us women, we're busy, we want to get out there, but and also a lot of people, it's like being black, like for the black women who other people don't understand our situation. Do you know how many white women have written, "You're arrogant, there's no more racism, so shut up, you don't know what you're talking about, oh, you're just desperate for attention talking about race." It's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's like YouTube, dude, like how did my videos end up in these people's feed? How did they find me? Because that's not who I'm taught, like, but the disability community is like, there are a lot of us on, but not a lot of us that talk about politics, not a lot that talk about some of the same things I delve into, and especially since I'm writing my novels with disability representation, I am as woke as they can get. Hey, but anyway, I say all of that because back to the Taco Bell situation, because I already told you about the first interview. And it's like, yeah, I dressed appropriately. Everything was good. He was impressed by my resume. It's like each time I have to hiccup or um like whatever. But huh, the second interview, I still have no idea what's going on. I don't know what kind of position, and I'm so confused. And it's like he's asking more questions, but then it's like right before the third interview, I get a call from one of the promotion modeling companies, and they're asking me if I can do a mini tour with them. But this is right after, no, no, no. Actually, switch. Like right before I get the call for the promotion, I get a call from Taco Bell or the same guy asking me to come in for a third interview. And usually, third interview is an amazing sign. That means, like, okay, you're so close to the job. Maybe, possibly a career job or corporate job, something that your mother said that you'll never get to do because I'm not capable and I'm not smart enough and I'm not just blah, 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 whatever. And so I'm like, yes, of course. But then right after, like I think it was like within 2 or 3 hours, the promotion company calls me and they're like, hey, yeah, it's like you recently worked, I think it was a soda promo that I first worked with this one company. And they're like, you were so great that we really want you on this other project. And the first or second day was the same day of the interview. And I was so nervous because I'm like, I don't want to go back to the Taco Bell guy and say that I need to reschedule because I might be risking my opportunity for a career job. And so I declined, or I told him, I was like, if you have any other ones, and I explained to the woman the reason. And she was like, oh my gosh. She was like, oh yeah. She was like, we got you. She was like, okay. And so I was thankful because she did say she'll keep my list as a backup. So for any of the days that someone on the team can't make it, then they'll call me to see if I can come in for that day to fill in. And I'm like, you know what? That works. That's perfect. I go to the third interview, and this time, like, same tall white guy, older white guy. It's like now we're going on a tour in the kitchen, and he's introducing me to each staff member, letting me watch what each staff member is doing. And I'm asking some questions because I have been going on the website more, looking up more of the history, looking up more like with the menu items, like some of the like changes or the pricing, and like looking up news articles. And because it's like, okay, this is third interview. It's like, don't play, let's go. But then we sit back down after the tour and everything. And this is when it gets interesting. This is like kind of the river of racism starts, flooding into the Taco Bell because, well, he, there was one time where he asked me, where am I really from? Or first he said, where am I from? Not, but it's like you wouldn't, I told him, but I didn't tell him the answer that he wanted, or that's not what he meant. And non-black people, or basically white people, we kind of know what you mean by that, but don't ask that question. Don't ask that, because especially for black people, that's something different for you guys, especially with slavery. Because okay, people from Africa, oh, they can tell you people from Africa. But when you have people from Africa but through slavery, how the crap are we supposed to know? Like literally, how are we supposed to know? I mean, I'm trying to work on or I'm going to be working on my family tree. Like that was one goal that I kind of had for the next year or two. But this novel, the candles, the greeting cards, the activity books, and the children's books, and the website, and everything else, and physical therapy, and all the stuff for my disability as well. But let's just say, if you guys can not ask that question, or if you're gonna ask that question, maybe start off and tell us where you're really from. Because remember, America, Native Americans were the original. It's like, and see, like I keep hearing a lot of white men lately say that they are the original people of this land. See how terrible our education system has, dragged, like especially like Generation Z. You don't know, you don't believe that, right? It's like you don't know your history. You don't know that your ancestors came over here and slaughtered and eliminated a lot of Native Americans, and then in order to like, because they were too lazy to farm on their own and everything, they decided to go to Africa and kidnap a lot of people, and then also they separated them so that they would not be able to speak the same tongue or language to maintain power, and then they even put like babies as crocodile bait or whatever, like risking the babies' lives, and also like putting or with the procedures, like surgical procedures, especially on women, with no painkillers, nothing like that. No, not at all. Not at all. And whipping and putting them in boxes as punishment in the, like in the sun and stuff. And I mean, that's only through slavery, but then Jim Crow and the strange fruit, and just in the sit-ins, and like then having to create a green book because of sundown towns. And just, yeah, it's like, if you guys don't know your history, you need to learn, because that's one reason why MAGA is the way they are right now, and some of them are even applauding like with what ICE is doing right now. But then it's funny because, well, it's funny, but it's not funny because, yeah, I got into politics. I don't care. But and if you don't like this, that means you're not part of my demographic. But I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye. But when it comes to even slavery and things like that, and a lot of white people being lazy and stuff like that, have you guys noticed how the black farmers have not been complaining? They have not been protesting and stuff like that. It's like, 'cause they didn't vote for what's going on right now, but they're used to this. And because, yeah, it's like with the whole racism in farming, two times within the last 100 years, the government has had to give them, the African American farmers money because of the racist practices within the government, refusing to give them money while they gave a lot of the white farmers money. Yeah, so anyways, I'll stop with that. But yeah, you guys really need to learn your history. You really need to learn your history. Okay. Okay. So like I said, we went through the whole tour at the Taco Bell and sit down, and I realized that this guy was just wasting my time because we sat down, and next thing I know, he said, "Well, you're you were never really qualified in everything. I just wanted to learn more about you. I just wanted to see like what there was," or he said some mess like that, and it was a lot of mess, but I remember right then and there, part of me, it like the words started turning into wah 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 wah, like peanuts and stuff. And it was just really because, especially when he asked me, "Oh, did your parents get you through college to try to make sure you got out of Detroit?" Ah, yeah, who's a racist? You're a racist. You're a racist. And then also, oh, so like with your hair, it's like, are you gonna be coming in here with an afro, blah 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 blah? And I'm just like, excuse me. He was like, well, it's like I see you have one of those. He's like, I don't know what you call it, extensions. Like, I'm like, are you talking about a sew-in? And he was like, yeah, but he was like, I was just wondering, it's like, are you gonna be doing that every day? Like, doesn't that cost a lot? He was like, with the pay here, it's like you're not gonna be able to afford that. I'm sure you're not gonna be able to afford that. Wow. Okay. And he asked me something else about like, because I remember when I was asking which position that I was finally being interviewed about, and he was like, corporate, ha 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 ha. He was like, oh, he was like, you don't look like anything that would be in corporate. Hmm, okay. But it's like doing the math and stuff, like 4 or 5 interviews. So basically, I don't know if he had a interview quota. I don't know if he was bored, lonely, or whatever, or if he just wanted to mock black people, especially black women. It's like, because first he was the first interview, he's telling me how impressive my resume and everything is, but then after the tour, he's telling me that I don't meet the criteria, the credentials to work, because he was trying to get me to work in the kitchen, but I'm like, okay, so how do you, if you say that I don't match requirements, but that's a beginner job, so what kind of position do I apply for in order to try to at least get to a position in the kitchen that's a beginning starter job? Like, and see, till this day, I have no idea because, and that's why it was just really, really annoying and frustrating because I went through all of that and oh, it's like, like, oh, so one of your parents must be white. Which one? Yeah, he went there. He went there. And he asked me if I wanted a beverage. Yeah, yeah, he was the one that asked me a beverage. And then he was like, oh, we don't have grape here. Oh, but I was like, yeah, it's like, I know you guys have Baja Blast and stuff. Like, you guys have like Pepsi brands here. It's like this, and it's like I think I said a little history about Mountain Dew because I was like, yeah, Mountain Dew is the reason why Pepsi was able to get. I believe they were either about to be in bankruptcy or they got out of bankruptcy. But it's like I remember when I told him that, he just kind of looked at me shocked, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not dumb. I'm smart. I'm educated. I'm a nerd. I love learning things and the history of different companies and brands or whatever. But yeah, but the good news is with the promotions, I someone did call in sick for the rest of the promo. So I didn't work all of the days, but I worked about 80 to 90% of the promo. So, yay me. Thank you so much for listening to the Handy Capable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman. I am of color, and I am handy capable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too.